Hello, scholars, and welcome to my classroom. I look forward to getting to know each of you over the course of this school year. I am Mr. Meintz. If you're watching this video, then I have the privilege of having you as a part of one of my classes. You are also watching this video because I find it ridiculously boring to have to give the same speech 6 times throughout the day. So I decided to make this Draw My Life video instead. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am. I was born on a frosty September morning in 1981, which was a cool year to be born in. Lots of cool things happened, like Belize becoming a country on my birthday. Lots of cool people were born too, like Eli Manning and Elijah Wood, and Natalie Portman. Elijah Wood played Frodo in Lord of the Rings. I was born in the oldest hospital west of the Mississippi River near St. Louis, Missouri, the gateway to the West. But my story, like many of your stories, involved people moving from one place to another and starts long before we were born and across an ocean, usually in Europe. We can trace my ancestors back to Germany and England, and they, like many other migrants, made the journey across the Atlantic to America and landed in New England. They eventually made their way from the coast to the beautiful state of Missouri. I haven't found out what drove that migration yet. My oldest ancestors came to America almost 400 years ago and were in Salem during the witch trials. I'm also the middle of 3 sons, and I have 2 kids of my own. A little shout out to my alma mater here. I went to Pattonville High School in St. Louis County, where I played football, ran track, and met my wife before graduating in the year 2000. I graduated with over 400 kids in my class, so it was a pretty big school. Then, I myself made a migration to a small town in northeast Missouri to continue my education at Truman State University, where they trained me to be awesome and a teacher. I married my wife the week after graduating college in 2004. Then a week after that, I went to graduate school to be a teacher. I read more books in graduate school than I read Berenstain Bear books in 3rd grade. Believe me, that'll blow your mind. In 2005, I got my first job teaching in Milan, Missouri. I was there 3 years before coming back to Kirksville to teach. I like teaching because I like learning and discovering new things, and I like to share that with the people around me, especially when they're forced to sit and listen to me. I've taught a lot of different classes through the years, like government and modern American music history and psychology and sociology, and I've taught American history as well, and a class called the American War Experience, and even a class on the fall of civilization. But my favorite class of all is world history. It has the broadest scope of history and really is about all of us. I teach history because I love history. It really is our story. It lets us know where we came from. There's a history of everything. There's a history of our country and every other country in the world. Within the country is our state history and the history of our town, and then each and every one of us has a history on a personal level, your life up to this point. I'm giving you a brief history of myself, so it's just a matter of perspective. And it's the people of this world that make it such a cool place to live. When learning history, we usually look at 3 areas: economic, social, and political. The most basic is economic, how we get what we need to live. But it goes beyond the basics because of our advanced civilization, and we are able to get luxury items like dessert and entertainment. The economy isn't so bad yet that I've had to give up my leisure time or my video games. Play FIFA! And then social, which is what high school students care about the most. It's about the interaction of people within a society. And political, which is about how people are controlled on a large scale and the exchange of freedom for security, which sounds really bleak. But anyway, history is being made all of the time. Our economic specialization allows us to innovate, create, and accumulate new technology. The coolest new changes are in social media. I'm becoming pretty good with some of these platforms, so there are lots of ways to contact me, by email, on Facebook, and even Twitter. So there is never an excuse for not knowing what's going on, unless you are living in the dark or under a rock. I'm doing my best to stay connected. I'm even trying out my own YouTube page. This video will be on there. Thinking back to when I was a student, I had a couple of teachers that influenced me as a kid. Miss Brown, my 5th grade teacher, Mr. Gindler, middle school band, taught me that you think you know what you like, but really you like what you know. Miss Leonard, my 9th grade world history teacher. Mr. Uri, he taught 10th grade American history. I look back on them and how they influenced my life in a positive way. And I hope that one day, when you're making a Draw My Life video, that I'll be in it.